Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Thursday, August 19th, and starting with Ethereum here. As you know, we've just touched on the 61.8% from that high to that low to this particular point here. Being at that point and also being at a large number at 3,000, which is a major trading level 3, it's highly likely that we're going to see the market stall there. And it's also possible that this A, B, C here, or even having wave A over here for an A and a B and a C here, that we do have a top in place here. So we've been trying to build a case for downside here. Now, even if we get 5 waves here, for example, all right, we'll look at that in a moment, that means that we'd get a correction and then we would get another 5 waves here. But at that point, the market still could go higher at that point. So we would need to see a larger 5-wave pattern to emerge to be able to call the market to make a new low down here. Okay, it's that simple. So let's go in. This first 5-wave structure here that we looked at yesterday, I think, is unfolding quite nicely. So it's a little bit different than Bitcoin. So from the top here, we can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3, and we were talking about wave 4 in here last time. So still, we only have 3 waves down here so far. So it could be corrective, but it's probably not, because we've got 3 waves here. So this is probably 1 and 2 here, and then there'll be a third, fourth, checking back or something, bit squashy in there, and then 5 here, and then we'll have an ABC here. So if you wanted to short, you can short through this area through here. But as I just mentioned, that may take us into a 3rd wave, or it could just take us into more of a C wave on an angle that we've talked about before as well. Okay. So the thing is that, should I get out of my hodling and, sell at 3,000 and buy back in below 2,000 or something like that? Well, these are decisions that you have to make as yourselves. But I think it's always good not to be emotional and just my motto has always been, for me, is take the next logical step. So that's always forced me into, well, what's that? And then I go exploring, and so on. So for me, we could say here that, as I mentioned before, that if there's a possibility that, well, let's just go back. This is the top of group 1, basically. That's 3,300 here. So for me, if that became the support, then I would be long again. So, getting out, we even had trades onto the 3,000, didn't we? So, getting out here and then waiting for the setup has always been my policy, basically. Yes, and of course there's always a bit more to be had here and so on. But what I find, if you don't get out here, then it all becomes really emotional at that point. So my motto's always been, get out at the level and wait for the setup. Now, the setup may come back down here, it may be over here, it may be back on the top of group 1, and so on. But there's a possibility that this market can move down lower here for this. I'm not saying that it is or going to and all the rest of it, but it's possible. If it was going to do it, this is where it's going to do it from, So it's a bit late to get out down here, so to speak, isn't it? Because then you've got the same problem. This could just be an A and a B and a C down to here. I'm just talking about the evidence we got here, So it could be an A and a B and a C, and you get out here and it goes off again, and so you got the same problem. So you need to act at the right time, and the right time is at the level. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Just to rehash this here, it appears that we are highly likely going to see 5 waves here. So we're going to see a correction over here. If you're going to get out, that would be the place at 3,100 would be the place to do that. If you're going to short, in a nutshell, we want that 3,000 as the retested resistance. So in that case, we could just talk about this for a moment here. This is a level going across here. We'll just imagine that's the 3,000, trading level 3. So the market comes down, bounces, goes through. This is where we're going now, isn't it? We've got wave 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here. And then we'll have an ABC going back up. So we could go short here, draw a line through here and go short here. Or I like to just build in very small positions. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat, so I like just to sort of, you know, chuck a pebble or two in, and then if it's sort of like heading in the right direction, chuck a couple of more in there and move my stop to the best point I can. And, you know, it's a skill set, and it's not perfect. But leaving a stop above the level once you move in is the right thing to do at that point. So it may bounce back above the level here, or you'll get the variation of that, which is this one here, where it just comes back up and sits nice and squarely here. But the real point is here are the lows. You don't have to worry about the price action too much. It's the reference point low here and here. And it may go up there, but you're still left with one here and one here. And these are places where you can build trades into. And it's always a little bit tricky too, because when you get down to this point here, the market can go back up again. You go, oh my God, I've just gotten in, and it will likely do that. There will be vibration at previous lows and highs. So that's something you've got to accommodate as well. Okay. So the other thing I wanted just to talk about briefly is that, you know, we might get a nice countdown here as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and that seems to what we're getting here. But the Bitcoin one is a little bit different. Coming down here, this wave 4 has overlapped this one here, so we can get a series of wave 1s here, wave 1 and 2s there, and then down here further, and then we come back up and we overlap across here, you see. So then it's hard to count that 5 waves down because you've got an overlap, but this would be 1 and 2, and this will be 1 and 2 here, and then we can also go 1 and 2 again here, and then go down, and we're coming into a third wave at that point, and then it becomes clear too late at that point. So that's what we're sort of seeing in Bitcoin. They're the two different ways that it can mosey on down. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. So now I do have bullish counts, as I've mentioned before, but we just really want to stay with the bearish count. But at the same time, we need to understand that there is a bullish count, and we don't want to panic too early or do all the wrong things at the wrong time and those sorts of things. So as I mentioned yesterday and the day before, and coming up into this space, seeing Ethereum at 61.8, seeing total at the market total, which is the total market, also being at major trading level 2 is at a 61.8% roughly. So yeah, you know, the time to act is sort of diminishing, let's say. Okay, so let's cruise in here. There's a couple of things we need to go over again, as we went over yesterday as well. This is one of them here, where we've got wave A here, an A and a B and a C wave up here, and we've got wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and then going up for wave 5. The stochastics at this level of degree suggest that that's a possible case, and we did talk about that yesterday. Yeah, so we kind of got to the understanding at the 44,000, if that became the retested resistance, then that would invalidate this particular count. But there's a great case for that, and you could also look at it differently as well. So we can't forget that. It's there. But this is, like I said, moving up into this area here. It can get emotional. There can be different counts, and it's not always as easy as one thinks it is at that point. So coming back to our other count, moving in here, the one that we've been working on lately would be, well, this can be counted different ways as well. So in this case, looking at the A wave here, the B wave here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then moving up there as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that can be counted like that. We've also, you know, the way that I got, well, we'll have to go in a little bit further to look at, let's go to the 2-hour chart, I think, and do the trick. This is, This is my original count, which I'm still working and I'm still happy with it. I know it's a little bit unusual and so on, but it's having wave A over here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here for wave A, and then a B wave here, and then moving up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So even though it's a little bit weird, it's kind of my favorite this point. So then we're left with this here now. I have changed it, but at the same time I haven't changed it. All I've changed is the labeling. So last time we spoke, we had the green wave 1 and 2 sitting here and here. Okay, and this one here was, I don't know, we're sorting that. No, I think we're looking at it a little bit differently at that point. But that's how I've got it at this stage. So down for 1, back for 2. Let's just open this up a little bit further here so we can see what we're doing here a little bit. So the thing here is that this wave 2 that I've got here, which will be wave 4 on Ethereum, is that it's overlapped this wave 1 here. So we can't have it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 because wave 4's overlapped this here. So it's highly likely that I've got it right here as wave 1 here, wave 2 here, wave 1 here, wave 2 here, then wave 1 here, back for wave 2, quick drop down for, because markets move quite quickly between 3 and 5 and 5 and 3 in both directions, as you can see here. So yeah, that would move quite quickly once it lets go of the 5, you know. So we need to understand this a little bit better, but just to get some perspective here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and quick drop for 3. That'll happen pretty quickly, and then 4 and 5 for the third wave, and then we can just start to build it. And maybe I even need to lift it up another degree, you know. Yeah, maybe I need to lift it up even further, making this one orange. But that, and then anyway, that will give us the third wave to the downside. I can adjust that later, but it's the image, the picture, the pathway that we're more interested in. And then if we look at this as on the tick chart, we need to bring in some more data here. So let's just bring that down. We don't need that. We can bring that over here. Don't need to see all of that. That's the top there, just so we can see what's going on here a little bit. So there we go. So we've got this down as wave 1 with an ABC for wave 2. That's cool. We'll look at all of this as wave 1 here. Because we've got overlap here, it's better to look at it as 1 and 2 here. And that's an impulse wave here. You can see the fast move in the middle there. You've got the 1 and 2 at the beginning and the 3 and 4 at the end. And so that's all. I don't need to recount that. It has touched up at the 50% level here, but it may just, it may or may not go up to this point as an A and a B and a C for wave 2, and then a quick drop down into wave 3 here. And then we'll always get a bounce off 3. So always a good, and the same with stocks. Any move down into wave 3 will see a bounce, you know. I mean, when I say will, I'm talking about, you know, 97%. Always, it doesn't matter if it's 97 or 99%, does it? Or it doesn't matter if it's 90% or whatever, but, you know, I always prepare for, when I used to be shorting down here, I wouldn't wait till I'd hit 3 here. I'd also look for a little group 1 in here. So I'd be scaling out just before I hit that because, yeah, I know what's coming. Okay, can I see inside here? Look, as it stands, it can be this could be the A wave here with an A, B, C here for the B wave, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I don't know. Or is this just going to be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here and drop further from this point? You know, that's what I'm not sure about. So I could probably figure it out, but yeah, time. So that's that in a nutshell. Okay, now I do want to have a quick look at the miners. So this is total here. So I'm not that sure on the count here, but it has hit major trading level 2, and it can move lower from this point. I just wanted to gather some more. There's a possibility that can go up one more go as well as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So anyway, I need to do work on that. I haven't done the work on that, but what I wanted to do was we have been looking at. I could probably stay in this watch list. I think I dragged them over here. Let me just have a look. There we go. So Mara and Riot that we'll have a look at here. So with Mara here, the count hasn't changed. We've got wave 3 with an A and a B and a C here for wave 4. We could look at this as wave 1 and 2 and such up here, or we can look at all of this here as just the A wave here, and this becomes the B wave over here as an A wave, B wave and C wave here for that, and then we come down here further, or even much further. So we have to be careful about that. Okay, and that's the same with Riot, but slightly different. So here, it's different. We can look at this as the A wave, the B wave here. I don't know where my labeling's gone, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for that, and then the A, the B and the C here for that. And this is the same for the other one as well, grayscale. Yeah, so with grayscale from the top here, we've got the A wave, the B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We've been through all this before, and we can look at this being up here, this top here for this here. So once again, we're at the 50% retracement level here for grayscale. That's not what we want. We want this here for that, roughly speaking. All I'm saying here is that these miners that had the possibility of having wave C lows in there will become wave A now, and wave B's to come here. It's only if we get support on the 40 here, on all of these, on these levels. So just, you know, if you're in these things, then the same thing applies as what I said with Bitcoin and Ethereum at these points. We can't confirm there's a top in place, but I think I can't remember his name now. He's an older dude that's been around for ages, and you know, he would always say that you know, you sell into the trend and not waiting for the reaction of the trend, you know. I mean, for me, I feel like I've refined it a bit further. I trade to the level and get out, you know. So I make my decision much earlier in the piece. So anyway, just need to sort of, my job to help out where I can, be it wrong or be it right. But there's just ideas, you know, we're just sharing ideas, and that's the good thing about the internet, isn't it? We've got access to so much now, you know. I just find it fantastic. I just love it, you know. I mean, I'm watching stuff on Harvard University, you know, courses there, all sorts of things, and I mean, without paying, I'm going to Harvard without paying for anything, you know. I mean, you've got to love the internet. Alrighty, enough waffling. That's all of that. So you've got a pretty good idea of what we're looking at the moment. Alrighty, cheers.